Namaskar. Very warm welcome to all the viewers and learners in this live interaction of CIT NCERT. I am Renu Bhatt with you all, and you are watching us live on PME Vidya channels, channel number 8. Apart from this channel, you are with us on our YouTube channels as well, that is NCERT Official and NCERT PME Vidya class number 8. And dear viewers, as you can see, I am accompanied by our sign language interpreter. Let's meet him. You are Mr. Dev Malik. Very warm welcome, Dev. And this session is for 8th standard science students, and the topic that we are going to discuss today in this session is particulate nature of matter. हम इसमें जानेंगे मैटर के बारे में, उसके किस चीज़ से मैटर बनता है इस बारे में, यानी कि पार्टिकल्स के बारे में, उनकी प्रॉपर्टीज़ के बारे में, एंड मैनी मोर थिंग्स आर देयर टू लर्न. आप ज़रूर हमसे कांटेक्ट करें हमारे इस लाइव इंटरेक्शन में विद ऑल योर क्वेरीज एंड डाउट्स. वी वांट यू टू कॉल अस ऑन आवर टेलीफोन नंबर, दैट इज़ 8800 440 559. Either you can drop a mail as well. आप हमें मेल करें, हमारा ईमेल एड्रेस है dth.class8@cit.nic.in. यूट्यूब चैनल्स पर हैं तो लाइव चैट बॉक्स में जाके अपना कमेंट ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं. तो हम चाहते हैं कि आप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इस संख्या में हमसे जुड़े हमारे इस लाइव इंटरेक्शन में और मैटर के बारे में ज़्यादा बातें जानें. अपनी कोई आप पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है या कोई बात शेयर करना चाहते हैं तो आप हमसे ज़रूर कांटेक्ट करें. हम आपको बता दें कि हमारे एक्सपर्ट हमारे साथ हैं, तो लेट्स मीट है. आप हैं मिस प्रीति मान, आप TGT साइंस हैं, बाल भारती पब्लिक स्कूल GRH मार्ग दिल्ली से. मैम आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. वेरी वार्म वेलकम. तो मैम मुझे लगता है कि हमारे जो स्टूडेंट हैं साइंस 8th स्टैंडर्ड स्टूडेंट्स के, वो बहुत ही ईगरली वेट कर रहे हैं मैटर के बारे में जानने के लिए. तो क्या कुछ कंटेंट है आपके पास, प्लीज़ हमें बताएं.
Okay, so particulate nature of matter. This is what chapter speaks about. So what we will cover in the chapter is, we'll see how do we define matter. Okay, after that what is matter made of, what are the properties of those substances. Okay, then it is followed by the different states which are present, and then we'll be covering the properties of 3 different states. Okay, and then we'll see how different factors like temperature, pressure, what are their effects on these 3 different states.
Okay. तो ये तो हमारा लर्निंग आउटकम रहा मैम, ऑब्जेक्टिव जो हम आज सीखने वाले हैं, पढ़ने वाले हैं आपसे. मैम अगर हम बात करें, अब हम सेशन को शुरू करना, टॉपिक पे आना चाहेंगे, तो हम इस क्वेश्चन के साथ शुरू करना चाहेंगे मैटर के बारे में. व्हाट एक्जैक्टली मैटर इज मैम, प्लीज एक्सप्लेन.
So anything that you see around yourself is matter.
Okay.
Now for example, this marker, it is a matter. This bottle, it is matter.
Okay, this pen is a matter.
Yes, pen
Okay.
is a matter. Then paper is a matter.
Okay.
Everything surrounding yourself is what is matter.
Matter.
Now the question comes that what is this matter made up of?
Right.
So that matter is made up of what? Particles, right? So we have said that everything, whether it is in solid state, liquid state or gaseous state, it is all made up of what? Particles, right? So matter, if we see the definition of matter, so what it says that anything that occupies space and has some mass, right? Now for example, if we pick up this bottle, okay, so this bottle is having some mass.
Okay, right.
Yes, and if I keep it somewhere, so it will occupy some sort of space also.
Right.
The liquid filled inside it, so that liquid will also have some sort of mass.
Right.
And it is occupying the space inside the bottle.
Right.
And if the bottle is empty, then what is there inside the bottle?
Air.
That is air. So that is, this definition is applicable for all form of matter, that is, it occupies certain amount of space and it has got mass. Okay, and further we talk of that what is this matter made up of. So we all have seen salt, right? So these are the salt crystals. So these salt crystals, right? They appears to be continuous. But what happens when we break them into pieces? It turns something like this. So this is the salt that we are using in our kitchen. But
Right.
in nature, salt we are getting in this form.
This form. Okay.
So this salt or the rock salt that we are getting, right, it is further made up of these small particles. So, if you can even see the smallest of particle in my hand, or you can see one salt crystal if you pick up, right. So, that one crystal will also possess the same property as that of this whole crystal.
Right.
Because this whole crystal is made up of what? Small particles of salt. So, this was the basic example, right. Same way if we pick up water, so the bottle was filled with water, right. So, that water, each drop has what formula? That is H2O. So, different say drops, they are combining together, filling up the bottle, and we have so many particles of H2O present with us. So, we will do a small activity further to check this. Now, if I take a glass and let us fill it with water. I drop salt in it.
Okay.
So, what do you think will happen? I have not done anything, it is just a glass of water and I have poured salt. And with the help of spoon, if I try to taste the upper layer and then the bottom layer, do I find any difference in the taste?
Yes, ma'am. Taste will be different,
Yes,
ma'am.
because the upper layer doesn't have those all salt crystals dissolved in it, but the lower layer, it has salt crystals present in it. But once I mix up, then what will happen?
Water becomes salty?
Yes, the complete water becomes salty. Now, why is this happening? That is the property of the particles. That particles, they have got spaces between them. Right? I am able to dissolve salt in a glass of water. Why? Because the particles of liquid have got spaces between them, and when I try to dissolve say salt or sugar into it, so these two are the soluble solids. Yes, they mix in water. So, what has happened here? Those crystals got dissolved. Now, further if I see, there is no change in the level of water. The level of water remains the same. Yes?
Right.
The level of water is not changing. I have dissolved one full spoon of salt in this, but the level remains same. So, where exactly that salt is going?
Into that space.
Yes, into the spaces. So, there are spaces present in the liquid. Salt is a soluble solid. So, what has happened? Those particles has entered into the spaces.
Okay.
And I can dissolve till the time we have got spaces present. Right?
And after that?
After that, what will happen? If I try to dissolve more salt, so the salt will settle down at the bottom.
Okay.
It won't dissolve, rather it settles down at the bottom. Right? So, that is the very first property of the particles, that they have got spaces between them. So, the spaces, now they vary in different states. If we talk of solid, liquid and gases, that we will see later in the chapter. But all three states, the particles, what is there, they have got spaces between them. Now, they are attracting each other, right. So, we have seen that any solid, if we talk of, so let us take the example of this spoon, right. This spoon is able to maintain its shape. Now, if I even try to bend it, I really need to apply a lot of force.
Right.
Yes?
Right.
It is not happening. Why it is not happening? Because it is made up of small particles. Those particles are held together by strong forces of attraction. Right? Now, in liquids, we can easily see, we open the tap of water, we all have done that in our childhood, that we used to move our hand like this. Okay. So, we are able to cut through water. What it shows, that the forces of attraction, they are less.
Right.
Yes. And if we talk of say gas, so anywhere we can show the movement.
Right.
So why is it happening? Because the forces of attraction are least between the particles when we talk of gases.
Okay.
Okay. And the next property is those particles, they are continuously moving, they are in constant motion. So the best example of it is when something of say something special, that is your favorite dish, is cooking in the kitchen, you get the smell of it, right? And by smelling only we are able to tell that yes, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
So how it is happening? Okay, where the food is cooking, the particles, they move, yes, they mix with air and they go along.
Okay.
So you can smell it.
Okay.
Now see, I have this perfume bottle. If I spray it in the room, right, after a while you will get that fragrance. Yes?
Right.
So the fragrance will spread around. Why is that happening? Because the particles of perfume, they are moving, they are mixing up with air and they are spreading up. Right? So these three are the properties which are shown by all the particles, that they have got spaces between them. There are forces of attraction acting between the particles. It can be most or it can be least, depending on the states. And third, that these particles, they are continuously moving. Okay. Now this further leads to that how are they getting varied in different states. So the states that we have already studied in our lower classes are solid, liquid and gas. So this is a small activity, right? Certain materials are there, or we can say matter are there right in front of us. We just have to sort them as solid, liquid and gas as per our understanding of these three states. Okay. So if we just pick up that there is a tree and it is blown away with the wind. So it will go in which category? Gas. Then there is a glass filled with water. So that is liquid state. Okay. Again, the can, from the can, say the soft drink is getting poured into the glass, liquid state. That briefcase with those cartoons, that's solid. Stapler is solid. That glass with say tea in it, that goes in liquid state. Air dryer,
solid.
Dryer means the gas will come out of it, so it will go in the gas. That cardboard and book, it goes in solid. So we'll quickly check that whether our answers are correct or not. So yes, we got all correct. So that's how we have classified in our lower classes, we have classified solid, liquid and gases. Yes, and any matter, if it is surrounding us, right, any child will answer that yes, it is a solid, it's a liquid, it's a gas, because that's a basic understanding of these three states of matter. Now we'll just see that how are they different from one another based on the properties of particles that we have seen. Okay, so we'll remember those 3 points. What were those 3 points? That they have got spaces between them, there are forces of attraction and they are continuously moving. Okay, so let's pick up first the solid state. So the particle arrangement, if you see in the picture, the particles are very tightly packed.
Okay.
That's the reason why solids are able to maintain their shape. Yes. Then there is a specific pattern in which they are arranged. They are not arranged randomly. So if we talk of this specific structure, so it's a kind of a cube. And all particles are arranged in a symmetric pattern. Fine. Then we talk of that whether they move or not. Yes, the particles do move in solid state. They just vibrate at their own position.
Okay.
Right? There is a motion. So they are just vibrating. Fine. Now, if we talk of the properties that because of these behavior or these arrangement, what properties it arises? So first property is solids are rigid. What does it mean? That they are able to maintain their shape. Right? They have fixed shape and fixed volume. Okay. They cannot be compressed. So anything if we are compressing means we are applying force and it is changing its shape. But that is not happening in case of solids. Why? Because the particles are very tightly packed
Right.
and they are packed in a symmetrical manner. Okay, then they cannot flow. They can just vibrate at their own positions, but they cannot flow. Okay, so these were the what? The properties of solids. Now, next state is what? Liquid state. Now you see the first picture of the arrangement of particles and this, there is a difference, right? There we found that the particles were arranged in symmetric pattern. Here there is no symmetry.
No.
They are just arranged randomly. Yes. So the particles, they are close together, but there is no regular pattern like it was in the case of solids. Okay, they have got little space between them. That's the reason why we are able to pass our hand through water. Okay, now what happens? They can move. They can slide, they can roll. The particles can slide over each other or they can roll over each other. So, what properties it is arising to? The very first thing, they are not rigid. What's the reason why liquids are not rigid? Because the particle arrangement is not fixed as it was in solids. Next one is they don't have any fixed shape. Explanation goes again to there because the particles are not arranged in a specific pattern. Okay, but they have got fixed volume. Right? No fixed shape but fixed volume. Now they can be compressed slightly because there are spaces present. Now the picture, if you see particle arrangement and behavior, the particles have got spaces between them.
Right.
So we can compress them because yes, we have a bit of space between the particles, right? And they flow. That's the reason why we call them liquids as fluids also, because they have that tendency to flow, right? Again, what's the reason why they are flowing? Because the particles are not held together by strong forces of attraction.
Okay.
Right? Now moving up to the next state, if we see the particles here now the randomness is there. They are not arranged, they are randomly moving anywhere.
They are totally
So if
free.
we talk of the spaces, so there are huge spaces between the particles of gas. Okay, so they can travel anywhere. While traveling, the particles can hit each other also. Say if we are filling them in a glass in a glass bottle, so particles can hit each other. They can also hit the walls of the container, right? Further, they are moving quickly. Why they are moving quickly? Again, because the forces of attraction are least in case of gases, right?
Right.
Now, what are the properties that are getting arised due to this? That they are not rigid. Gases are not rigid. Then they have no fixed shape. Also, they don't have fixed volume. Okay, they can be compressed. Now, compressibility is the property wherein you can just apply the external pressure. Say the example we can take in here, that balloon, when we fill air into it, right, the size of the balloon increases. That happens because of the pressure of the gas that we are filling inside. We can easily press the balloon, right? Why? Because it's the gas which is filled inside. Those gas particles have got spaces between them, right? And we can easily compress it because there are enough of spaces. Same is the case with sponge.
Right.
Now sponge is a solid but yet it can compress. Why is that happening? Because sponge has got certain pores present in it. So the moment we put that external force, the air comes out and it is compressed. Okay. Next is, like unlike liquids, gases also shows the property of fluidity. Right? Gases can also flow. Now, in nutshell, if we talk of, so we'll take this question.
Definitely, ma'am, but let me tell you that we have 5 more minutes left for the session, ma'am.
Right. So, in which state of matter do particles slide past one another with little space between them. Okay, so this is the question. Students can put their answers in the chat also. So read it, because you might get confused between two states, right? The last two states that we have discussed, I am giving you the hint. It could be liquid state also, it could be gaseous state also. So do put your answers, right? Now next, there is one more question. There are certain hints given. Now based on these hints, you need to find out that which state we are talking about. Now it follows the shape of its container. Okay, it flows, it has fixed volume, it can be slightly compressed. So all these hints where it is taking me to the liquid state, right? So liquids, they take the shape of the container, they are fluid, they have got fixed volume, though they do not have fixed shape, but they have got fixed volume, and they can be slightly compressed, right? So how are the particles arranged in case of liquids? So like this, we show the arrangement, that the particles are there with little spaces between them, right? So that is how we show the arrangement of particles in liquid state. So the forces of attraction, there are there, but less as compared to solids and more as compared to gas. Now that is how it looks like. Now further, this is in nutshell what we have discussed about three different states, that is solid, liquid and gases. Now there is just one thing that really need to be discussed, that when we compare these properties, so what we had talked of, we have talked of these three properties, that they have got spaces, then the forces of attraction, and the third property was that they flow, or yes, they move. Now if we talk of spaces, right, so spaces are most in which state? That is in gaseous state, right? Forces of attraction, they are most in which case? It is in solid state. And the movement is shown highest in which state? That is in the gaseous state, right? So these are the key words that you can learn and answer any of the questions, because everything is based on these factors only. Fine. With this, we wind up with the chapter, and this is just
Ma'am, in a brief, we would like to know, ma'am.
Yes, it is just a, like you really need to put on your thinking hats, that what do you think is happening to the particles in liquid as it becomes hotter? So what exactly is the effect of temperature here, right? Now if the picture is self-explanatory, you will be able to answer it, right? And if you feel like that, yes, you are getting confused, so I will give you the hint. When we increase the temperature, so what happens? The particles, they gain energy. When they gain energy, the kinetic energy increases, which in turn increases the movement of the particles, right? So in one line we can say that if the temperature increases, the movement of particle also increases, and we can convert one state to the another state. Solid can be converted to liquid, liquid can be converted to gas.
Okay. So student, you need to observe all these states, and we have to wrap up this session here only because we are running very short of time. यहाँ पे प्रीति मैम हम आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहेंगे. थैंक यू सो वेरी मच फॉर बीइंग है, और आपने इतने अच्छे से ये पूरा चैप्टर हमारे बच्चों तक पहुँचाया. यहाँ पर हम देव आपको भी धन्यवाद करना चाहेंगे. थैंक यू सो वेरी मच. एंड बिफोर आई रैप अप दिस सेशन, let me share a very important piece of information with you all. In case you want to order NCERT new textbooks for 4th and 7th grade students, आप Amazon अमेज़ॉन, फ्लिपकार्ट और NCERT के ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट पर जाकर ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं। और हम आपको बताना चाहेंगे कि आगे आप कौन कौन से सेशन देख सकते हैं। हम आपको बता दें कि थोड़ी ही देर में हम आपके लिए लाइव इंटरेक्शन लेकर आएंगे। मैथ्स के 8th स्टैंडर्ड स्टूडेंट्स के लिए हमारा टॉपिक रहेगा वी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट येट थिंक मल्टीप्लाई पार्ट फर्स्ट। 4 बजे ऑनलाइन प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रम में हम बात करेंगे आज विज्ञापन साक्षरता के बारे में। 5 बजे सहयोग सत्र में हमारा टॉपिक रहेगा टर्निंग क्रिटिसिज्म इनटू अपॉर्चुनिटी। आप इन सभी सेशंस में अपने पार्टिसिपेशन ज़रूर दिखाएं, अपनी क्वेरीज और अपने प्रश्न हम तक ज़रूर पहुंचाएं। और इसके साथ मैं रेणु भट्ट ले लेती हूं आप सभी से अनुमति। आप बने रहें PME विद्या चैनल्स पर और अधिक रोचक और ज्ञानवर्धक कार्यक्रमों के लिए। नमस्कार।